Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? My name is Kent, and welcome to the nightly broadcast, nightly EOS broadcast about the EOS blockchain. And tonight, let me just share my screen with you real quickly so that we can see some stuff going on today. And of course, I've been talking quite a bit here recently about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has been coming up and down over 4,000, kind of dips below 4,000 right now. It's actually a little bit below 4,000, but it's been up and down right around the $4,000 range. So Bitcoin's starting to get quite a bit of attention, deservedly so. I believe Bitcoin's getting a lot of attention because Bitcoin is the way the crypto market all starts to go up together. It's by Bitcoin getting more exposure, by Bitcoin getting more traction in the market and going up. Still over a $70 billion cap. Of course, EOS is still over this $3.50. Now we're in 3.73 range. Hopefully breaks $4 here pretty soon. And then we can see $5 prices and then onward from there. So, but what I want to talk about tonight is I want to talk about our good friend, Brendan Blumer, the CEO of EOS. And he made this, actually, is it a tweet again? Yes, he's tweeting. He likes to tweet. Dan likes Telegram. Brendan likes tweets. So, and when is this today? I think he made this on the 16th. Today's the 17th. So, yeah, this was on the 16th. Right here's the date, March 16th, 2019. And this is just it's the daily huddle. News and insight for the digital economy. And this was, and actually it's today is what they're saying it is, but this tweet was made yesterday. So EOS founder, massive Bitcoin prediction. That's what we're going to focus on. EOS founders, massive Bitcoin prediction. And I'm just going to read from right here. From Bitcoin versus gold to update from Litecoin, Charlie Lee, and Cardano's Charles Hawkinson. Here's a look at some of the stories beyond breaking in the world of crypto. So this is one of the stories. Bitcoin, EOS founder and CEO Brendan Blumer says he thinks Bitcoin will inevitably become the world's will commodity in store of value, replacing gold. And this was the tweet. He said, over the next 2 decades, Bitcoin will replace gold as the leading commodity to store value. Gold has roughly 7 trillion outstanding. If Bitcoin were to replace gold and its market cap soared to 7 trillion, each Bitcoin would be worth about 333,000. After all 21 million Bitcoin have been mined, after all the 21 billion Bitcoin have been mined, Blumer says transaction fees will increase, but additional scaling solutions like Lightning Network will create cheaper options for transactions Bitcoin. And then he goes on to say, most of the activity will flow to scalable layer 2 solutions, but Bitcoin's awareness and liquidity will continue to compound. So this is what I was talking about the other night, that perhaps there's something in the works for Bitcoin to work with EOS. And I want to talk about his prediction about Bitcoin being the commodity of the future, where gold will no longer be the store of wealth. I've been a gold collector. In fact, I used to be of the thought of a Ron Paul or a who's the guy that's into gold? Can't think of his name right now. Oh gosh, who's the guy that always talks gold? I can't even think right now. I always do this to myself whenever I try to think of a video. I'll think about it in a second. But anyway, these people say that gold is the only way to store value. And that, in fact, they always say, like Warren Buffett and some of these guys say, that Bitcoin is literally worthless. It's just digital nonsense. Just like the guy, I'm trying to think of his name. Who is this guy? Everybody's probably screaming it at me right now. Oh, gold supporters. I bet this guy's name comes up right away. Who is it? Who's the guys who are into gold really big? I'll spend half this video trying to remember who this person's name is. That's really got me puzzled. Gold. Oh, let's just go to YouTube. I know he's going to be on YouTube. YouTube's always my fallback for finding stuff out. I'll just throw gold in there. This guy's. I'll probably come really quickly. Oh, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Gold, gold, gold. Where's gold at? Gold funds. No. There's our friend Buffett. Gold supporters. Guys, this is about as long as I've ever searched before and I found this guy. He's all over the place as a gold supporter. And now that I've mentioned his name, I can't go on without talking about him. If it has to go much longer, I'm going to have to end this video. Figure out who it is I'm trying to remember here. Let me see. Who is he? Let's just go gold CNBC. This guy's in the news all the time. Usually I would end the video, but I just think it's kind of funny. I can't remember his name, so I'm just going to keep the video going until I do. There we are. Here we are. Our good buddy, Peter Schiff. The reason I've drugged the video on so long waiting for Peter Schiff's name is because I don't want to forget it. And also Peter Schiff needs a big introduction and announcement. This guy is a huge, huge gold supporter. He's been around forever. He's been around since I was a young man talking about gold. In the 80s, he talked about gold. Of course, we had high inflation in the 80s because the US dollar had been taken off the gold standard. So as soon as the dollar got off the gold standard, gold just went crazy. I was around during those days where silver went to $50 and gold was going crazy. I don't even know how high gold went to, but I knew the Hunt brothers tried to corner the silver market. It went to over $50. Everybody was buying silver. Peter Schiff was thinking gold was going to go to enormous. I don't even know because it's been so long ago. I forget what the predictions were as far as what he thought it was going to go to, but he was just really, it always has been and always is a great supporter of gold. He loves gold. And I want to talk about gold for a moment because I have invested in gold. This is the problem with gold. The main problem with gold is gold isn't very portable. In fact, it's not only very portable, it's a huge pain in the ass to own gold. And I'll tell you why. If you just go out and you buy physical gold, you're just buying gold. You can buy whatever you want to buy. You always have to be concerned about what is in that piece of gold. If it's a truly stamped piece of gold. So if, in other words, you're buying jewelry, it's 14K, or if you're buying something that's 22K or 24K or whatever it is, or if you're buying gold bars, you always got to realize that there are times where these bars are faked. I mean, I've heard people say that you have to drill through a bar to find out exactly what it's made of. So if you go that route, you always have a problem with getting taken advantage of. So if you want to go the U.S. coin or U.S. some government minted coin that's a gold coin, you're going to pay a lot of money for the numismatic value of the coin. So if you buy a double eagle or an eagle or something like that as a gold coin, they're old, they're expensive, and you pay a premium price to have a U.S. minted gold coin because they're old and they have some numismatic value. So the money doesn't always just go into the value of the gold. You have to find, it's really, really difficult to do. The other thing you do is if you go to the gold funds or you go to or whatever different ways of trading gold is, that's always very difficult because gold is a commodity. And of course, gold, like commodities, can be shorted. And you can, you always have to be aware of what people are saying about all the different factors going on with gold, the production and all this other good stuff. So gold is a real pain in the neck to own. And it's also a pain in the neck to store. And it's a pain in the neck to transact with. Almost impossible. I mean, you don't sit here and you go, okay, I got a couple gold bars. I want to sell them. And you'll find out very quickly if you ever buy gold and you try to sell gold, it will not sell quickly. I mean, you can go on eBay and you can sell gold coins. You can go on different places and you're going to always take a hit for those gold coins. I mean, it's just the way it always is. It's just buying a diamond or buying some other kind of jewelry. As soon as you buy it, it immediately becomes worth a lot less. And people will really take advantage of you on that. So gold to me has never been a really good form of holding money. I know countries have hold gold for the ability to give some value back to their currencies. I don't know how much that's done anymore. They talk about Fort Knox here in the United States, and then they talk about how much is there, and people say there isn't as much there as people say. So who knows? Who knows how much gold is stored up in the world? But the idea of replacing gold with Bitcoin, I think, is a great idea, because Bitcoin is a transactable modern technology that can be transacted in the very smallest amounts. Even though there are the transaction fees, it can be transacted in very small amounts. And Bitcoin is a universal form of payment. It's a digital currency. It's something that is written up in code. So it's something that has some scarcity. It has be able to transport and transability, if that's a word, the transferness of this ability to transfer Bitcoin from one wallet to another wallet. This is an incredible way of transacting. And Brendan Blumer's right. If this takes over as a new gold, as the new commodity for people to hold and store value or wealth, Bitcoin will be around $333,000. That's why buying Bitcoin today at $3,000, actually close to $4,000, is a tremendous value. Now, as Bitcoin starts to move up, it's going to take these others with it, especially EOS. EOS is very much connected with Bitcoin, I believe, as far as price is concerned. Although different protocols, Bitcoin is proof of work, EOS is proof of stake. You got miners in Bitcoin, you got block producers in EOS. Totally different way of doing it, but they're similar in the fact that they're both blockchains. They're similar in the fact that there could be blockchain cross transactions between the two of them. As blockchain starts to mature more and more, you're going to see the side chains and other chains communicating with different blockchains. Like I said the other night, this is the future of blockchain. So I think Bitcoin will be a major player in the future holding of world wealth, future holding of wealth. And you're going to see Bitcoin take gold over. Bitcoin will be the new gold, as Brendan Blumer is saying. And I think he's right on the right track. I picked up on this a few days ago when he was talking about this. I'm glad he's continuing to talk about it, because he is definitely on the right track by putting out tweets like this. This is the new gold. This is the new technology. This is something that's going to take over future. It's going to be the new commodity. The world commodity will be Bitcoin. No longer gold, but will be Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be the new world. And I don't think it's going to take 20 years. He's talking about taking, what does he say here? I think he's being very conservative what he says over the next 2 decades. I think that's a very conservative. I think we're probably looking at it over the next 4 or 5 years, but he's actually hedging his bets and saying the next 2 decades, because it's almost like, it's going to happen. We'll just give it 20 years to happen. But I think it's probably going to happen in the next 4 or 5 years. And of course, when this happens, it just changes everything. Now people don't hold fiat currencies. They don't hold gold, but now they start holding and transacting in digital currencies. And this is Brendan's point about this right now, is that this will be the new commodity of the future, and this will be Bitcoin at $333,000. So that would be the future. That will be the future, hopefully, and that's the way this is going. He made that tweet today. I just want to make mention of that, because it is an interesting idea. A lot of people are calling for the same thing, and I think that's the direction this is taking. So anyway, I appreciate you listening tonight, and please vote EOS San Diego #1. EOS San Diego #1. If you want to vote, just vote for a block producer and have somebody else make your vote for you. It's Eoskentproxy. Eoskentproxy. I appreciate you listening. Thank you very much.